Hello everyone, I am Professor Ken Maksure. In this unit number 4, which is the cam and follower, we are going to study the classification of the cam and follower. Cam and follower, which makes the higher pair. Cam and follower, which are used to do a timed application. That means I want to do a particular task for a particular interval of time. For that or for the automation purpose, we use the cam and follower. That means in automation in the industries, that cam and follower plays very important role with the different gears or the different mechanisms. Now in this session, what we are going to study, we are going to study the introduction of the cam and follower, classification of the cam and follower, and the nomenclature of the cam and follower.
The objective of this session to aware the students about the basics of the cam and follower with its classification and the application, and at the completion of this session students will able to find out its application, and they can, while designing the automation system, they can select the proper cam and follower to solve the particular task. Now we'll start with the introduction. In the introduction, if we consider, there are two members. One is the cam. Cam is the rotary member here, which is marked. And second one is the follower, which follows the motion of the cam. In this case, if you concentrate over here, as this cam rotates, after some time or after a particular interval, you will find the specific motion of this follower. For such applications, we use the cam and follower. Again, in the cam and follower, they are having the line contact or the point contact, which is the higher pair. That cam rotates with the uniform velocity and follows the motion of this cam and provides some particular displacement. It may be translational or the rotational. Okay, the application of the cams means the cam and follower in the inlet and exhaust valve, automatic attachment for the machineries, again paper cutting machines, spinning and weaving textile machines. That means when it's in this is after a particular interval of time, we need to follow that different task, and we have to integrate that task at a particular interval of time. For that, we need to use the cam and follower. Again, feed mechanism is the of the automotive lathes. For this also, we need to use the cam and follower. Now we'll start with the classification according to the surface in contact. Now in this case, if we first type, which is the knife edge follower, if we concentrate on this knife edge, that contact between the cam and follower, which is just the that contacting surface of this follower, which is the shape, which is just like the knife edge. That's why it is called as the knife edge follower. And in this case, what happened? There is a side thrust exists between the follower and the guide. This is the follower, and this is the guide. At this location, there is the side thrust because of its movement. Second one is the roller follower. If we concentrate on the shape of this follower, at the contact surface, you will find this roller follower. Okay. When there is a more space available, for such cases we use this roller follower, and the application of this is the oil engines, aircraft engine. At this, for such applications we use the roller follower. The advantage of this roller follower is the wear rate. In case of knife edge follower, we will find the more wear takes place, but in case of roller follower, we can reduce that wear. Next one is the flat face follower. If we consider on the surface, this is the flat face follower. Again, with the help of this flat face follower, the side thrust between the follower and the guides, which is we can reduce. The relative motion with these surfaces is largely sliding in nature, but wear may be reduced by offsetting the axis of follower. That means if we take the offset, now in this case, that line of action of this follower which passes to the center of rotation, if we offset this somewhat at this location or somewhat at this location, we can reduce the wear. Again, flat face follower generally used where the space is limited, and that one of the application is the automobile engine. That means in the four-stroke engine of the two-wheeler or the four-wheeler, you will find the application of the flat face follower. Next one is the spherical faced. In this is the just again modification in the flat face follower. Instead of flat face, we use this spherical face follower. That means in when we use the flat face follower, that high surface stresses are produced. To minimize this, we need to use the spherical face or spherical shape follower. Next one is according to the motion of follower. In this case, if you look to this diagram, you will find out as this cam rotate, that motion of the that spherical that follower which is of reciprocating. That means rotary motion is converted into the reciprocating or the translating motion. Second one is in this case, if you are allowed to rotate this is the follower which hinged at this location. As it rotates, which it is again the oscillating or the rotating motion. That means that rotary motion is converted into the oscillating motion. Next one is the according to the path of motion of the follower. Now first one is the radial follower. That means radial follower means if we consider the line of action of this follower which is passed to the center of rotation of this cam at this location. That's why it is called as the radial follower. Center of rotation, okay, that line of action. Now second one is the offset follower. Now in this case, if we consider over, this is the center of rotation, and line of action of follower which is offset by some distance, which is called as the offset follower. Next one is the plate or disc type. That means now we are going to study the classification of the cams. In that first, which is the plate or the disc type cams. Most of time we used this plate or the disc type cams. In this case, this is the one of the simplest form. The radial distance from the center of the disc is varied throughout the circumference of the cam. Okay, these are some applications of that disc type cams. Okay. Now, second one is cylindrical cam. I would like to show you a simulation of this. This is the grooves cut on the periphery of this cam, the cylinder, and as it rotates, and that follow which is embedded into this and which follows the motion of the cam. Next one is the linear cam. In this linear cam, that reciprocating motion is converted into the reciprocating or the translation motion. In this case, as this cam rotates, this is the which reciprocates in the up and down direction, and that cam follower which is towards left or towards right. With the help of this, you can convert that reciprocating motion into the reciprocating motion. This is also called as the wedge cam of the or the linear cam. Again, according to the follower motion, there are again different types of cam. One is the rise, return, rise type cam. Rise, return, rise. That means for one complete rotation, that means for 360 degrees, in the when that follower rotates, so when that cam rotates for this angle, for this particular angle, that follow to move in the upward direction, and for the remaining angle that follow to move in the return direction, in the downward direction. As the cycle continues, such type of cam which is called as the rise, return, rise type cam. Now second is the dwell. Initially there is no any movement of the follower, then rise, then you will find the movement of the follower which moves in the upward direction. Again dwell, that means there is no any movement of the follower, then it moves to the downward position, there is no return movement of the follower, and again there is a dwell. Next again there is one type of cam, dwell, rise, return, dwell. First one is the dwell, there is no movement, then rise. Next one is the return, again there will be the dwell. That means that total 360 degrees angle which is divided for these four parts: dwell, rise, return, and the dwell. And last type which is the dwell, rise, then dwell, again fall, and the dwell. That means in this case, suppose for we want to do some crushing operation, for such type of application we use this type of cam, which is the dwell, rise, dwell, fall, dwell. This type of cam. Next one is the according to the constant motion, constant of the follower. There are three types of cam, which is the first one is the spring cam, second one is the positive drive cam, and third one is the gravity cam. In the spring-loaded cam, the contact between cam and follower which is maintained with the help of the spring force. That's why it is called as the spring-loaded cam. Again, in this case, that in second type of cam, the contact between cam and follower which is maintained by the there are some grooves or the that cam takes the care of to maintain the contact between cam and follower which is called as the positive cam. And in the third type of cam, the contact between cam and follower which is maintained with the help of gravity force. That means because of its own weight of the follower, that contact between cam and follower gets maintained, which is called as the gravity cam. These are the different cam and followers. That means just see the video. Which cam that linear motion is converted into the linear, that is prospecting into reciprocating. This cam, cylindrical cam. This is the radial cam. Now we are going to study the nomenclature. Just try to understand which are the different circles. First, you will find this is the shaft, which is the cam shaft. Second circle, which is called as the base circle. It is the smallest circle that can be drawn on the cam profile. If you consider the total cam profile, the smallest circle drawn through the cam profile, which is called as the base circle. Next one is the roller circle. Next one is its trace point. That means when there is a roller follower, its center of rotation which is fixed every time. That's why which is called as the trace point. In case of knife edge follower, that knife edge itself is the trace point. Next one is if you concentrate over here, if you see this circle which is called as the prime circle. Circle which pass through this trace point which is called as the prime circle. Next, this is the cam profile. This is the total cam profile. Next, this is the pitch curve which is generated by the trace point. Next one is the pressure angle, which is very important. Here, if you consider this, now there is a contact between this roller and this is the cam profile. What we need to do, we have to draw one tangent line at this location. I have just drawn one tangent line, which is the tangent, and we have to draw one common normal to that tangent, and we need to draw a line which passing through which connects to the center of rotation. The angle made by this common normal with this radial line, which is called as the pressure angle. Next one is that we already studied all the circles. Prime circle. Again, lift or stroke. It is the maximum distance traveled by the follower from its lowest position, which is called as the lift. I'll again repeat you that pressure angle. It is the angle between the direction of follower and the normal to the pitch curve. This is the normal. This is the normal to the pitch curve in direction of motion of the follower. This angle is referred as a pressure angle. This angle is very important. If the pressure angle is too large, the respective follower will jam into the bearings. That means we need to consider the optimum pressure angle while selecting while designing that cam and follower. With this we are coming to the end of this session. What we learned, we have started with the introduction of the cam and follower. We have studied the different classifications of this cam and follower, and we have studied the nomenclature of the cam and follower. With this, you can select the suitable cam and follower for your particular application. With this, thank you for your patience listening. Thank you very much.